Hey, why did a coach bring a ladder to practice?
Why?
He wanted to reach new heights.
First and foremost, you know the name. We came to break the game.
All right, welcome to First and Four, the podcast where a father and his firstborn break down America's four biggest sports: football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. Let's get right into it. Ravens just backed out of that Max Crosby deal. There's a ton going on in college basketball. Even the NBA is heating up a little bit. There's just a lot going on.
There is a lot going on, yeah.
Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about. I'm excited.
I agree.
Be a good
This should
episode.
be
I
fun.
think.
Yeah, this will be fun. I mean, like we talked about March last week being third best month, and there's a lot going on right now, which is exciting.
Yeah,
there's
it's
a
good.
lot to talk about. You think football season's over? Oh, we obviously don't have games, but man, there's a lot going on in free agency right now. Like you said, college basketball, all the conference tournaments. There's a lot. It's good. Yeah, a lot to talk about. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure. And for anyone looking for the NFL, I think I'll hit some of that towards the end in our extra innings. But we're going to focus college basketball here at the beginning for our film room because there's been some great games.
Some really good games, yeah. Like you said, I mean, that's why we said March was one of the top months of the year. You get into these conference tournaments and, like, it's almost like a new season, right, for a lot of these teams.
Yeah.
Like, especially these small schools, like, everybody's got a shot to get into the tournament. And so at this point of the season, it's like your records are clean. You get into these tournaments. If you can go on a little bit of a run, punch your ticket, you get into the tourney, right? And so I love it. I mean, we got 3 screens we watch in the basement, and it's pretty much every night that we're flipping between finding the closest game, seeing what's going on, putting that on the main screen, watching the endings. A lot of overtime games we've had here in the last few days. But these teams, I mean, everybody wants to punch their ticket and get into the tourney.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's awesome.
And like you mentioned, like the records are reset almost. Like Navy's a team, or I don't know if you saw this. I want to say they won. What conference is that? Oh crap!
It's not the. Oh gosh, it's not the American, right?
No. Hold on.
I did see. So they had an excellent record throughout the entire season.
So they won this conference by like 6 games regular season.
Not
like
even
it was
close.
crazy.
Yeah.
But then lost semifinals of the conference tournament?
Yeah, to Boston.
Right. So like it really is. Everybody's records reset. I mean, it sucks for Navy, but like, yeah, anybody can win.
Yeah. Did you see the play at all that happened? I think
I actually didn't. Like I've heard about Navy going down. But
We either had it. I think I had it on the screen so our main screen we've got the sound and everything on, right? Then the other one sounds off, and so I saw the play happen, and it might have been a replay, but I couldn't hear what they were talking about. But it was really awkward. It was like the guy got past half court, and like Navy's defense like stopped. They like didn't do anything, and the guy took like an extra step and then like shot this like weird half court, like right in front of half court, and hit it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that guy just hit that to win the game. But it was a really awkward.
Yeah, well, I heard there might have been something weird with the clock too.
Yeah, they didn't start.
Yeah,
on
like
time.
people were confused.
Yeah, so it was like Navy almost like stopped. Like I'm not sure what's going on. And then obviously, they hit the shot, and Boston moved on.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, I mean, that one shot didn't win the game either, right? I mean, there was a lot that happened before that for Boston, obviously, to get in that position. But, unfortunate for Navy because their season's done.
Yeah. Okay, so I just pulled it up. They're in the Patriot League.
Yeah.
They went 17-1 in conference. Next closest was Lehigh at 11-7 in second. So like, not even close.
No. I don't know the last time Navy made the tourney.
I want to say it's been 20 years. Like I've been looking a little bit at this. It's been something like that. It's been a long time.
I mean, obviously you get David Robinson back in the late 80s, and that was a really good team. That would have been
longer than 20 years ago.
Yeah, that would have been like 87, 88. They may have made it since then. That's like the last I can remember, like a good Navy basketball team. Obviously, they've had some good football teams, but the Admiral, David Robinson, I think would be the last great basketball player, I guess, for Navy. I can think of anyways offhand, but
Right.
yeah. Does it say when they've?
That's what I'm looking for. Last time they.
It's probably been a long time, I would think. I can't think of any Navy.
Hold on. Almost there. 1998, so yeah, closer to 30 years.
98. Okay.
So that actually was.
That would have been
No,
post
yeah, so
David
David Robinson was 86.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
Okay.
so it's been a minute.
Almost 30 years.
But yeah, I guess other than that, where do you want to start? I mean, there's just so many games. There's so many ways you can go.
There are a lot. I don't know. I mean, maybe the big conferences. So we'll look at last week. We talked about the top 4 teams, and I think I had said top 4, number 1. Right? You had Duke for sure, Michigan for sure, Arizona, and I said that 4th number 1 was going to be up for grabs. I said last week, like, I think I could see Florida jumping into that number 4, number 1 seed, whatever, right? And UConn getting out because of the way the Big East has been. Well, then UConn Saturday loses to Marquette, who Marquette is like maybe 1 game over 500, a couple games over 500. Like, they're not great. So UConn goes on the road, loses at Marquette on Saturday, and I think that pretty much lost them the 1 seed.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, obviously, we still got conference tournaments. Barring something crazy.
Yeah.
Should be Florida.
Yeah.
So I think UConn moves down to 2. I think Houston's another scary 1 or 2 seed. Will be there.
Yep.
They'll be on that line.
They'll be pretty stacked. Like we said, there's going to be 10 teams for sure between those 1, 2 seeds, and then probably a couple of the 3 seeds, maybe 4 will sneak in there. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be pretty stacked at the top for sure.
Yeah, it will.
But I think that was big. Obviously, so looking at the Big Ten now, Purdue, we talked about them last week also. Like, these guys, so senior day on Saturday, they've got Wisconsin, they're hosting at home. And, you think you finish out the season. These guys have been around 4 years, Fletcher Lawyer, Braden Smith, Trey Kaufman-Renn. And again, we talked about it last week. The defense and giving up threes, they gave up 18 threes to Wisconsin. Wisconsin shot 18 to 34 from 3.
That's insane.
And Purdue ends up dropping that one too. So their 5th loss at home this season. Crazy way to finish for those guys to finish out their Mackey career with a loss. That should really be great home court advantage for them. And they had Michigan at home this year. They had Illinois at home this year. Wisconsin, they got at home. Iowa State came in and killed them right in Mackey. Not a great job defending their home court for the Boilermakers. So we'll see what happens here in the Big Ten tourney, but they are definitely going the wrong way.
Yeah, which I said last week. Like, all these other teams at the top, like, they're moving up the right way, and it seems Purdue is going the wrong way.
It's not looking good, man.
No,
so,
not at all.
I don't know. I mean, they got the 7 seed now in the Big Ten tourney. Your Huskers squeaked one out in overtime.
They did. Iowa. I don't even know. That should have never even gone to overtime.
No.
Like, I didn't get a chance to actually sit down and watch much of that game, but, like, I'm kind of watching the scores as going along, and, like, they're up 6 with a minute left, and I stopped paying attention because I was like, all right, they're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy.
The good thing they won that one because, man, they would have blown that lead.
Yeah,
for sure.
Got the nice triple bye in the Big Ten tournament.
Yep. Are they the 2 or the 3?
They're the 3.
Michigan State's 2, so it's Michigan 1,
Michigan
State 2, Nebraska 3, and then Illinois 4. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Purdue's got the 7 seed, so they'll get the bye or whatever. They'll play Thursday.
Okay. So Nebraska plays Friday.
Yeah, Nebraska will play Friday then. So I can't remember. I think Purdue would play Michigan State though, right on the 7 side. But yeah, so big week this week for the Big Ten. I guess you have anything else on the big schools?
Big schools wise, I mean, you mentioned Florida's kind of running people over. Arkansas lost, right?
They won in overtime.
Or they win?
They won in overtime.
What was the game I was thinking of? Oh, I was thinking Dan Hurley lost. I was thinking there was a big time coach that lost, and it was him.
Yeah, UConn. And then Arizona State lost. So Bobby Hurley lost to Iowa State.
Right. Yeah.
Bobby Hurley, I think he may be losing his job there at Iowa State. Is what I was seeing, possibly. I don't know if that's already a done deal or not. But Arkansas, yeah, they beat
Arizona
Missouri in overtime. What did I say?
His job at Arizona State.
Arizona State. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget he's there. And then, like, I'll see him on my screen every once in a while. It's like, oh, that face is familiar. Yeah.
Yep. There's another Hurley.
Yep.
But yeah, I think he might be out there.
It's not looking too good.
No. So yeah, Arkansas, you mentioned, did beat Missouri on the road in overtime.
Yes, I noticed it was close.
Close game. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. That's another coach, Calipari. Like, you'd think he knows how to get his guys ready for March.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then as far as like not the top end schools, I just thought it was cool Santa Clara beat St. Mary's. Like I was not up for all of that game, obviously.
Yeah.
10:30 tip, but
yeah.
to see Santa Clara in the championship, we're watching that right now.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
It is. You know, we said last week we were talking about Gonzaga and St. Mary's. We said there's one other team out there, the West Coast Conference, and which one is it? And I'm like, is it San Francisco? No, it's San Francisco. Santa Clara. And they're looking really good. Like you said, big win last night. Their little guard, what's the guy's name? I don't know how you say this. Gavalugov? However you say this guy's name. Anyways, that guy had 23 last night. I think he hit 5 threes. He was like 5 of 9 from 3. I didn't stay for the game either. I don't think it started till 10:30 or whatever out here. Yeah. I didn't stay up and watch, but big win for them. And then, they're up right now on Gonzaga at halftime, too. So,
yes.
It'd be great. Yeah. So, I mean, if they win this, that's going to be
3 teams.
Yeah. Could steal another bid from that conference.
Mm-hmm.
That could, or I guess we'll steal another at large.
Right.
That, because Gonzaga is obviously going to get in. St. Mary should get in, and then Santa Clara. And that's going to kick one of these other schools out. So that'll be interesting to see if they hang on and win this thing.
Mm-hmm.
What happens there? But
yeah, for sure. Yep. And then Miami, Ohio completed their undefeated season. Barely. Overtime, right?
Yeah. Did you watch the game?
I did. I watched that one.
Yeah. That was crazy. So 110-108, they won in overtime. The kid for Ohio, this Jackson Pavel.
I don't know.
Right? Pavletsky?
I think that sounds right. Pavletsky. Like I remember from the broadcast listening to him say it.
Yeah.
But now I look at the name, I'm like, I don't know.
He didn't look like much on the screen.
No,
like,
when you looked at
this guy, and
he was great though.
37 points he ended up having, and I mean it was so close at the end, and big win for Miami. Obviously finished the season like you said undefeated, 31-0 now. They were giving it back to the fans after the game.
They were, and the fans were throwing stuff at them.
Yeah, it got a little dicey there.
It did.
Which, if Ohio goes on and wins that game, their fans are going to be rushing the court or whatever,
right.
giving it back to those, they've been giving those kids for the 2 hours they're on the court anyways. So, I get it, them kind of giving it back to them. But
I just thought that was a weird spot. Like, I'm guessing those the student sections, so it was like in the middle. Like, it wasn't off to like a corner where it usually would be.
Yeah.
I just thought that was weird too. Like, that didn't help.
Yeah. No, you're right. That was a little different.
But I do think the throwing things on the players or at the players on the court was a little far.
That's not good. Yeah.
No, not great.
The players were definitely egging them on a little bit.
Oh, for sure. But
walking over and saying a few things to them, show them a few fingers, and
a little bit.
They kind of got it coming to them. But
yeah,
that could have been pretty dicey. But yeah, great for Miami, Ohio. The crazy thing, you see, they're not favored. They're not favored
to win the tournament.
Akron is favored. Was it minus 185 or something like that?
I don't know what the odds are.
I saw the odds. I can't remember now what it was. Okay. But yeah, Akron is favored to win that conference tourney, which is crazy.
And so I guess it'll be interesting to see. I get that Miami isn't they're not killing these teams that aren't very good. They've beat something like, I don't even know. Like, they're not beating anybody, obviously.
No.
Which they don't have the chance to play a whole lot of teams. And their out-of-conference schedule wasn't anything.
Yep. Yeah, I think it was Toledo last week also that they only won by 2.
Yeah, no, they've been, a lot of these last few games have been really close.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if they don't win that tournament, what happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like you go undefeated in your conference, you got to make the tournament.
They got to make the tournament.
And they've been ranked in the AP poll, which I get is different people.
Yeah.
But they've been ranked for most of the year. You have to.
There's no chance that well, I'll be shocked if they leave them out. It's gonna be
It'll
bedlam.
be crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. But that is crazy too. Like if Akron does end up winning that tourney, again, that's another at-large bid because Miami, Ohio gets slotted in. Akron's obviously going to go with the one in the conference tourney, and then with the automatic bid, if somebody's going to get left out, then that thinks that they should be in there. But I think Miami, Ohio is definitely more deserving. They're a team. I mean, they get hot, they shoot, they score, man.
They score. They don't play much defense.
They don't, no.
But they do a lot of scoring. And like the way I was thinking about it too, with just this conference tournament thing, making the NCAA tournament, and even like thinking about what seed they're gonna be. Like the way I thought about it, as far as because I feel like they technically be on the bubble ish, if they don't win.
Yeah.
Is like, would you rather play them or like an NC State is kind of on the bubble ish? And I just pulled them up because they've dropped like 6 of the last 7 games or something crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So 7 of the last 8. 7 of the last 8, actually, it looks like. So, like, would you rather play NC State, who's on the bubble and has lost 7 of their last 8 games?
Yeah.
Or the undefeated team who just seems to find a way to win every game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's where it just makes sense to me that they make it.
I think they should get in for sure. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if they win their conference tourney, it's not going to matter.
No.
But right now, they're not favored to win.
Yes, that's interesting. You already mentioned Nebraska. That was a game I had down. I'm trying to think. I don't know. It was just a crazy weekend.
Northern Iowa won the Valley. The Valley is
right,
very tough. And Bradley had a double overtime game Friday night. Yeah, they were behind versus Northern Iowa Saturday most of the game, and then came back, made it interesting at the end. And then obviously Northern Iowa went on and won. I didn't realize they hadn't been in the tournament for quite a while. Ben Jacobs,
been a little bit,
yeah. Ben Jacobson's been there forever. Back in, it's probably been 20 years almost that they upset Kansas. They were an 8 or a 9 seed, I think, and upset Kansas as the number 1. Went on a little run. And I feel like Ben Jacobson's name has come up for coaching jobs for quite a while, and he's stayed the course, I think, at Northern Iowa for quite a while there. So
be interesting now, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but hopefully they can do something, make a little splash. Like I said, the Valley had some pretty good teams this year.
They did. I mean, Belmont got upset early. That was part of what kind of let Northern Iowa in the back door a little bit, I feel like.
Yep. Belmont, Murray State was a pretty good team in the Valley too. But yeah, so Northern Iowa coming out there, that'll be kind of fun to see what they can do. Yeah, I think the only other one I had down, did you see this kid from High Point? This Chase Johnston. So he 64 of 132 from 3. So he shot, what is that? Just under 50%, 48%. Yeah, on the season. Yeah, not in one game.
Well, no.
No, so on the season, 64 of 132 from 3. He was 0 of 4 from 2. He only shot 4 2-pointers for the season, but he shot 48% from 3. So I was joking, and I'm like, here's what's going to happen. Purdue's going to end up as like a 4 or a 5 seed, and watch, they'll get paired up with High Point in round 1 as like a 13 or whatever. Here's a little Chase Johnson that's just going to go off on Purdue because they can't defend the 3. And I don't know. I can see that just as a nightmare for me right now.
Yeah.
Chase Johnston, I've got my eyes on him right now. If we get paired up against him,
that'll be something. Nebraska's in a similar spot where like they'll probably be a 3.
Yeah,
it seems like. And just like it'll be interesting to see who they get paired up against because like their defense is great. They kind of get into lulls offensively a little bit. And just it'll be interesting to see the type of team they're paired up with.
Yeah, I do feel like the committee tries to do a pretty good job of pairing teams up.
They definitely
making things a little interesting. Yeah, so that'll be fun.
You see on the other one, I know BYU Texas Tech was a close one. That was a comeback.
BYU came back. Yeah, they ended up winning that at home. I had it on. I wasn't watching like too closely. I guess.
I don't really remember what night was that.
Saturday. I think that was Saturday night.
I remember seeing much of that game.
Yeah, DeBonsa. I mean, obviously, these big time players when you get into the tourney, see if he can kind of take over or not. I mean, they've got some talent on BYU. It's just, they're not ranked right now, I think, heading into the Big 12 tourney.
Right.
So.
And they lost a guy to injury. Obviously, Texas Tech lost JT Toppin.
Yeah.
There's two different teams who are kind of missing guys they need, and they're just kind of having to figure out now what to do.
True. Yeah.
Reinvent things along the way.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we saw right before, actually, those automatic bids. I was just going to read those off as of right now. And then, obviously, we just mentioned the West Coast one's going on right now, so we'll see about that one. NC State, High Point, you mentioned, Northern Iowa. Queens University, North Dakota State, Furman, Troy, Hofstra, Long Island University, and Wright State.
Okay. Those are the ones that are in right now.
Those are them. Yep. So then still, what is MAAC?
Mid-Atlantic?
Mid-Atlantic. That's it. Okay.
Is that the one that Sienna's playing in right now? Sienna
Merrimack,
it is.
Right?
Yep,
that's on the TV.
Yeah,
okay.
That's on one of our screens here. So Sienna, coached by... the kid from Syracuse. Is it McNamara?
Jerry, yeah. I think that's right.
Jerry McNamara, or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
So he's coaching Sienna. So I'll be interested. They're up right now, and they're shooting really well, honestly, hitting some threes. So Sienna gets in. Their team, I feel like in the past, is like kind of threatened to win some of the first round games. And you got a coach that's been there and done it. And well, as a player, I guess, but see if he can get them going. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Sienna. We'll see who they're paired up with in the first round if they get through. So, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
fun time of year, man. So next week we'll have to figure out.
Yeah, I think we'll do a lot of bracket stuff next week. We'll kind of see exactly what we've got. I don't know for sure, but hopefully we'll kind of run through a lot of what we got. Spend most of the episode doing that. Maybe we'll open up like a bracket pool too for anybody who's listening. Throw it up on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess to watch for that. And yeah, we'll talk brackets next week. It'll be fun.
That will be fun.
I'm excited.
The only other thing I want to touch on college basketball wise, I was thinking about this with like Purdue and Senior Day Saturday, is like what is the Senior Day is going to look like going forward? We talked about last week like these stacking up these teams, that are getting all these people in the transfer portal, but like it's so weird to have a Senior Day. Purdue obviously has seniors that have been there for years.
Yep.
Like it's got to be weird to like go to a school, transfer in, and then like you're there for your senior year, and then like you're gonna have a Senior Day.
It is weird.
That's weird, right? Like I don't know how these schools. I don't know. I feel like Senior Days are going to get kind of skipped over here at some point. It's going to be like a thing of the past.
Yeah,
because there's just not very many seniors that stick around.
Heard the number of guys who have actually been there all 4 years had like a real Senior Day, kind of like you're saying.
Yeah,
it's not. It's like 20 something. It's not many
total for all the different college teams. That's insane.
Like it's insane.
Yeah, that have been there 4 years.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
Wild.
That'll be kind of crazy to see. But anyways, I'm excited for next week. Excited for the brackets to come out.
Yeah, me too.
We'll have some fun.
It'd be great. All right, so I think that's about all we got as far as the film room. So we're gonna go on to moving the chains. I think you can kind of open this up because this was kind of your idea.
Yeah.
After Lou Holtz passed away within the last week since our last episode.
Yep. Yeah. No. So Lou Holtz passed away Wednesday or Thursday last week, maybe something like that. And so I was thinking about like the great coaches of all time, and Lou Holtz was one. So like I grew up a huge Notre Dame fan. Unfortunate that I have to say that, but I was a massive Notre Dame fan. They won the national championship in '88, and Lou Holtz was a big part of that for me. Like being a great coach. He's kind of always like the underdog. Like he's kind of an undersized guy. He's got the lisp and everything, and like you wouldn't think of him as like this great coach, leader, etc. Right? If you just see this guy on the street, but he was very impactful. Obviously, turned that program around. Like I said, won the national title there. Had a great run at Notre Dame, and lots of great seasons. And obviously, his post career in college football as an analyst and everything else. But looking back at like his career and life, he was really a coach that, like I said, turned a lot of programs around. Notre Dame was one of those. Before that, he was at NC State. He was at Arkansas. I didn't realize like how much he had really turned Arkansas around. So they were not, a powerhouse program of any sorts before he got there, and really kind of turned it around. Got them to several bowl games. They were ranked in the top 10 for several years. I think they got to the national title game maybe against Oklahoma one of those years. So, yeah, turned them around, Notre Dame around, then went to South Carolina later, turned that program around. So he's really kind of known for just taking these schools or teams that are kind of like down, turning the programs around and making something great out of it again. The other thing I didn't realize is he was the one at Notre Dame who, the play like a champion sign that they hit as they walk out of the locker room or whatever. So that was him that like had that slogan and phrase and whatever, and he put that up, that poster or whatever you want to call it, the board that they all slap as they walk out. That was like his little mantra, like play like a champion every single day. Like you got to be focused on this. And so that's what they hung up there. And I didn't realize that happened then. He also, I didn't realize this, that Notre Dame actually had the names of the players on the backs of their jerseys before he got there. He stripped those off and basically was like, hey, it's all about, team and everything else. So he brought a lot of the traditions, I think, that you think about Notre Dame today. Lou Holtz is a big part of that. So I always wanted to go play for Holtz. I went to football camp at Notre Dame after my freshman year of high school, and unfortunately, he had already moved on. Bob Davies was the coach at the time. I had a terrible experience, honestly, with Bob Davies, and I wish it was Lou Holtz at the time. But that kind of soured me on Notre Dame football for a long time. I was like, hey, I'm out on these guys. Like it, just the interaction that I guess I had with Davies. Yeah, kind of changed my life and where I wanted to go and my thoughts on football and things, and so changed my allegiance and obviously ended up at Purdue. But yeah, I think Holtz was a big part of my early childhood, and like I said, kind of turning programs around. So I thought it'd be fun to go through like the different coaches for different sports, all the 4 sports like we talk about, and what are some coaches that like Holtz took programs from nothing and built them up into something. So I thought that might be kind of fun to talk through.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about this before. I think the way we're going to kind of do this is more just like conversation, talk about some different guys, not like a name one. Like I think there's just so many different stories, so many guys you can mention. Yeah. And a lot more of mine are like, research I did, guys I had to look up. Because obviously, like, I've only been watching sports for a few years. I'm sure you've got a lot more you've seen firsthand.
Yeah.
But still, it'll be good. I think we'll have some good conversations, have some good memories, good guys that have, just turned some teams around.
I agree. Yeah.
So let's start football as normal. All right.
Sounds good.
The first one, I guess, actually that came to mind was just Mike Vrabel this year. With, what were the Patriots last year? 3-14, 4-13, something like that. And bringing them right to a Super Bowl. That was incredible. So that was one, like, before I really even looked for anything, I was like, actually, that's a great example.
I'm trying to think of what the Titans would have been before he came there, too, because I think he made them a pretty respectable team.
He did. I mean, they were the 1 seed.
They were 1 seed, yeah. And with, oh, gosh, who was that quarterback? That was
Tannehill.
Yeah. So, I mean, not like, star-studded whatever quarterback or anything, but just a great coach.
Derrick Henry and friends.
Obviously, Derrick Henry makes a big difference, but yeah, he's definitely a good one for sure. I think I probably went way back, thinking more, but Bobby Bowden was one that I was thinking about just from Florida State. So like they were really a nothing program back in the 70s when he, I think it was in the 70s when he joined there. And Florida State's obviously they've had a few years here where they haven't been great, but when you think of Florida State college football, like they've had some teams, some players, the Jameis Winstons, the Charlie Ward back in the day, Deion Sanders came from there. I mean, like they were not a powerhouse school though before Bowden was there, and so he really kind of turned the trajectory of that program around and got them kind of on the national view, and obviously had a ton of talent that has come through Florida State over the past 30, 40 years since he was there. So they won a couple of national titles, I think, over there. So Bobby Bowden was one that I was thinking about also, is kind of turning a program completely around and making something out of it.
Yeah, I think that's a great one. And kind of from here on, I don't want to go with just all coaches like this year, last few years. So
Yeah.
like, just kind of looking back, Bill Parcells with the Jets. They were 1-15 in 1997, the year before.
Mm-hmm.
They went 1-15. They hired him. The next year they went 9-7 and went to the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
AFC Championship in his second season. First season they were 9-7. So yeah, but still impressive. Like turning a team around that quick that almost didn't win a game.
Yep, Parcells was a really good one.
Yeah,
for sure, and had already won title with the Giants prior to all that back in the late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his name came up for a long time after that too.
Really?
I think the Cowboys, and I'm trying to think of everybody else that, like, when a job opening would come up, it was always like Bill Parcells. Like, Bill Parcells might go there and revive them and whatever. So he's a good one. I put down Jim Harbaugh too.
Okay,
that was
he
the one
was the thought I had.
He was the one I bolded here because I was thinking like somebody that has gone to multiple programs and kind of brought them.
Yeah,
and especially spanning like college and pro. I think about like Stanford, him going there, and like Stanford, very academic school,
right.
Not really thought of for football. Obviously got Christian McCaffrey that's come from there now. A few others kind of sprinkled in, but like he kind of put them on the map. He had an upset of USC back in, I'm trying to remember, it was 08, I think. One of the best USC teams. Stanford was like a 41-point underdog. And beat USC by 1, like 24-23, which is crazy. So, he turned that program around. Obviously, then went to San Francisco, the Niners, so went over to the NFL.
Right, and this is where I kind of start knowing.
Yeah, and so he kind of revived them, too. Got them to the Super Bowl against his brother, right, the Harbaugh Bowl. Yeah, so that was pretty incredible to turn around the Niners like he did. Then went back to college. Michigan had been struggling at the time to beat Ohio State. Yeah. It was like, hey, they ever going to be able to beat Ohio State again? Harbaugh comes in. Obviously, they kind of switched the narrative there with Ohio State.
Exactly.
Wins several years, wins the national title. Back to the NFL now.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can revive the Chargers and get them, back to the Super Bowl, I guess. But he's one that I feel like has really kind of turned around from college and pro. He kind of has jumped over and done both, which is pretty incredible too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think we don't want to spend too much time on
No.
one. You have any more for football though?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like we had some good ones there. Okay, then I guess we'll go basketball next. I guess I'll let you start. I started.
Yeah, that's fine. There were a couple on here I was thinking about kind of reviving, like the Bobby Bowden types, where like they took a program and like completely made something out of it. Coach K at Duke, right? Like Duke's was not known as like a national power in basketball, and he pretty much built that program to what it is, and 5 national titles and getting to where it is today. I think Jim Calhoun was the same way at UConn, where like, again, not a well-known program prior to him being there, and he's built that into one of the top programs. Obviously Hurley there now, but they're year in, year out national title contenders, and 30-40 years ago that was not the case. So I think about those guys as kind of building programs. I guess I'll flip over to you, see who else you've got on there that because I've got a couple more, but I'll let you kind of
so I want more NBA. As far as like guys I've seen, Greg Popovich was one where when he first took over in the 98-99 season, started off pretty rough. But then they went on a pretty good run, won the franchise's first NBA title. So they hadn't won one before. And I do feel like he just really cemented them. Like as far as what I watched is like a contender, like a good solid team.
Yeah.
Like they just were consistently around. And then obviously it just kind of trailed off until they ended up with Wemby. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he really built them up, and there wasn't really a point where they were like down awful that I remember.
Yeah.
Like they always seem to have some level of competitiveness to them.
I think the big thing, if you look at across all these coaches we're going to talk about, it's the culture that they build, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big thing with the Spurs culture. They talk about that a lot, the Spurs culture.
Right.
And honestly, it starts from their ownership, who was Peter Holt, who's actually the former Caterpillar who I work for, right? The Holt and Best were the two that merged to form Caterpillar.
Right.
So Peter Holt, very focused on the culture and everything else, and so Popovich, I think, kind of brought all that to the team. And like you said, I mean, that's been a long time now that with that culture that they've built in place, they continue to have success over and over, year over year. But that's a lot of these coaches, right? Where they bring in, it's not just the coaching, it's the whole culture that they're bringing in, the culture of winning, and being able to establish that, I think, is key. Sorry, did you have another one there?
Yeah, I was just going to throw out Lenny Wilkens, who's a guy, like, obviously I don't remember.
Yeah.
But turned around a couple different franchises, the Supersonics, the Hawks, won the Supersonics only title over they were there.
Mm-hmm.
And then that franchise didn't win again until just last year.
With the Thunder. Yeah.
Right, the Thunder. But 1979 they won, and then he also went to the Hawks, turned them around. So a guy who went to a couple different teams and really turned things around pretty quick.
Yeah, I remember Wilkins on the Hawks.
I guess obviously you wouldn't even remember the Supersonics, but
yeah. I remember with the Hawks though, because it would have been like Dominique Wilkins, Spud Webb, and those guys.
Okay.
Would have been down there. Yeah, I kind of remember him.
Spud Webb, the Georgia Southern guy.
That's right. We were watching Georgia Southern, Spud Webb, but that was 1D Spud.
Yeah.
Or was it double D?
I think it was 2.
It was double D here, Spud. But would have been a single D back in the day. But I was like, what the heck is this Spud Webb guy up here? But he's like 6'5". Like, that's not Spud Webb. Spud Webb was like 5'8". So that was hilarious. Yeah. The other big one I had on here from a college basketball perspective was Eddie Sutton. And so Sutton, I remember as the Oklahoma State coach back in the 90s. My sister went to school there, and great coach. But prior to that, he had been at Arkansas and really turned the program around there. He was actually at Creighton way back.
Really?
Yeah, he was at Creighton. And then I can't remember where else he went from there. But yeah, so he led Creighton to 5 consecutive program winning seasons. And then the NCAA tournament appearance since 73, 74. Then went on to Arkansas. He was actually on his staff there at Arkansas was a guy by the name of Gene Cady. So Gene Cady was underneath the Eddie Sutton umbrella. Once, obviously Cady moved on from there. I think he went to Western Kentucky or somewhere from Arkansas, and then obviously they ended up taking over Purdue not too long after. But so he's from the coaching tree of Eddie Sutton. So Sutton went on and he really turned Oklahoma State around. Final 4 appearances with him. They had Big Country back in the mid 90s. Had some great players there. So he was one that I was thinking of that, again, multiple programs between Creighton, Arkansas, Oklahoma State came in and, turned it around and got those kind of prominence. Yeah, he was a good one.
All right. I think that's good then.
Yeah.
Basketball. All right. Let's move on to baseball then. And this is where I feel like I start to be a little bit lacking as far as like what I've got as far as baseball.
Baseball and hockey is going to be pretty short.
Might be a little more. Yeah. But I'll start, I guess, again, like this is just pretty quick, like Google search of looking for guys. But Bobby Cox was a guy with the Braves. 90. They went from last place, and then they became powerhouse. They won 14 consecutive division titles after being last place. So, like, that's pretty impressive. To not only go from worst to first, but then to stay there for over 10 years, like that. Yeah, that's pretty crazy to me.
So. I forgot how much they struggled before Bobby Cox got there, because honestly, the 90s would have been 8-10 years old or whatever on through, and I just remember the Braves just being dominant for several years. So to think about them like not really doing much prior to him getting there, and he really kind of established that. Yeah, they dominated the 90s from the NL side. They were incredible, pitching staff and everything. So, yeah, Bobby Cox is a good one for sure. One I jotted on here, Tony La Russa. So he had a 33-year coaching career, managing career, I guess, in baseball, but turned around the White Sox, the A's, and then the Cardinals. Won 3 titles, World Series titles. So, and I feel like he was one that even just kind of evolved as the game evolved. really got into analytics later on, but still kind of used that old school mentality also with it. So it was like pairing some of the analytics with the old school mentality. But he was kind of a great coach with multiple teams, right? And kind of turning multiple teams around. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, and then just kind of looking down my kind of list of guys here. Joe Torre, I'm not going to go with because he coached the Yankees and that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Actually, I did want to mention was Dave Martinez with the Nationals. Because I remember watching that team, the run they went on in 2019. Started off the season awful. I don't have the record exactly, but then he just seemed like after the All-Star break, they really turned it around. And they went on and won the World Series.
Yeah.
And they were just like a fun team to watch. Juan Soto was there. That was when he really came on. They're doing like the Baby Shark thing.
Yep.
It was a walk-up song, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they were a fun team, and they kind of came out of nowhere. So I actually did want to mention him.
Yeah. The other one I had manager was Bruce Bochy, who managed the Giants when they won 2010, 2012, 2014. But then he turned the Rangers around, won the World Series with them in 2023. So that, to me, was one that kind of stood out from a baseball, and more recent one, right? That
Right, yeah.
I mean, kind of turned those teams around. The Rangers, I'm not sure they had ever won a World Series, right? Before they just won that one here a few years ago.
That might be right. I don't remember.
So
I actually think I'm going to mention him again a little later for something else.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
he's another good one.
I think it's pretty good for baseball.
Yeah, I think that's what I
kind of knew what I was talking about.
Those
there,
are-
actually.
yeah.
I actually do like Dave Martinez, just the Nationals that year. They were fun.
That I think it was like May. They had like one of the worst Mays or whatever it was, and then it was.
bad.
Yeah, they were like way behind.
Yeah.
And then came back, and that was a lot of fun. That
Yeah.
team was really fun.
They were awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to hockey finally here. So a guy who, as I was kind of looking into things, Peter Lavalette. There you go. Thank you. Just like it's kind of similar to Lou Holtz. Like this was kind of his thing, like going in, rebuilding teams. Had success Carolina, Nashville, Philadelphia, like just turning these struggling teams into contenders. And so again, like I think that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Very similar to Lou Holtz, just like it almost being their identity of like this is something I can do with anybody.
Yeah. I was not so great with hockey, to be honest with you, but I was thinking about like coaches I know and have seen and kind of remember or whatever, right? So Coach Q, Quenneville, right, with the Hawks, obviously them getting 3 championships, 2010, 13, and 15. That was a franchise that really needed somebody to come in. They had a lot of really good young draft picks, and so obviously that helped. But he helped solidify, kind of bring that team together, and obviously went on and won those 3 championships, which was awesome. And being close to home here is great to see the Hawks winning again and be relevant again. So he was one that kind of stood out to me. The other one was Scotty Bowman, and I hated the Red Wings. I hated Bowman. But, he had been with the Canadians previously. I forgot that he was with the Penguins. But he was with the Penguins and then with the Red Wings. The thing with him was he was front office plus coach, and so it was kind of a little bit of both that he was doing in some of the programs. And so it was like bringing in the talent, and then he was coaching it up also. So he was like GM slash coach. So I hated Bowman, to be honest with you, but he was a great coach.
He's good at what he
And
did.
He's good at what he did. He turned these teams around again as kind of front office slash coach too. So I think there's a little bit of that he was able to do as well. So
yeah, looking here, I'll throw one more out. Mike Sullivan's actually on this list, and again, you do not get credit for taking over a team that had Sidney Crosby in his prime.
yeah.
Remind me, I say this guy's name. The guy with the Blues in 2018-19, Craig
Berube?
Is that what it is?
We're gonna
Is
go
that your
with
guess? Okay.
it.
We'll go with it. But you actually mentioned, I don't think you
Oh,
remember
yeah.
who he was, or what his name was. But the Blues fired their coach in 2018. I think in like December.
December or January?
They were
January.
The Blues were at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah.
And he came in as the interim, and they won the Stanley Cup that year,
Yeah.
which is pretty impressive. And I actually You mentioned that to me, and I hadn't even realized that. I almost feel like it's not talked about enough.
No, I
That's
remember.
impressive.
Well, obviously, it was only 7 years ago.
Yeah, I remember watching them win. I just didn't know that was how they did it.
Yeah, they were terrible to begin the season, and they're like, we need to change. Fired their coach, brought him in as the interim. So he was just kind of interim coach, and then they went on a run and won the whole thing. So I think Bennington was a big part of that too, the goalie play. But but yeah, great for him turning the program around completely mid-season and winning the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Like I said, I remember that's probably one of the first Stanley Cups I remember watching, but I don't think I realized how they got there.
Yeah, that is.
So,
yep,
pretty crazy.
That's good. No, give a little tribute to Lou Holtz and talk about some of these other coaches. I think is kind of fun. Again, my childhood was full of a lot of Notre Dame games, and so sad to see him go. But obviously, the legacy and everything lives on. Same with a lot of these guys, right? They build their legacies, and I think kind of lives on through these teams, these dynasties, and programs that they've built for years and years. And so, yeah, that was kind of fun just to give a little tribute to Lou and the thing he did.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll try and rattle off these last few. I think, spent a long time on the basketball and then the coaches too, which is good. We'll go 2 minutes in the box. You want to start with your 2 minutes in the box? Who put in the box this week?
I got Luka Doncic.
Okay,
so he got fined $50,000. And basically what he did, it says inappropriate gestures toward a referee, but basically what he did was got a charging, or is a blocking foul. He tried to take a charge, got a blocking foul called on him, and then turned to the ref and did a couple fingers hey, here's the dollars. You must be trying to fix this game, essentially. Got teed up. But I didn't realize, so Luka has 15 technical fouls this season. And if he's one away from an automatic 1-game suspension, I don't think of Luka Doncic, and I don't watch the NBA, right? But I guess I don't think of the big marquee players getting a lot of technical fouls. I get
not him for sure.
Not him. I guess I didn't even what the heck is this guy getting texts for? I get.
I don't know.
Some of these other players. What's the guy on the Warriors from?
It's
Michigan State.
Oh my gosh. Why can't I think of his name?
Draymond Green.
There you go.
Draymond Green, I get whatever. He gets his
it's his thing.
It's his thing, right? And some of these other guys, but I'm Luka, 15 technical fouls in the season. And then these goofy ones where he's ref, whatever. It's all about the money. You must be fixing this game. Not cool, man. So you're the face of the league. Play you're the face of the league. Stop with the nonsense. Let Draymond and these other guys take care of that. You're the face of one of the faces of the league. You got to act like it. So,
yeah, I agree. Yeah. All right, then I didn't really know how to frame this, but I'll put, I guess, Joe Lunardi, ESPN in general, kind of in the box. Just reading some of these bracketology kind of articles, going back to the Miami discussion, it's actually been changed because I looked right before this, but they'll have their whole bubble kind of breakdown of just all these teams that are kind of in the picture. And they had Miami, Ohio as a team that had work to do.
To get
earlier,
in.
Within the last week, yes. So I think they've won 1 game since then. But I don't know. That was just crazy to me. I don't know. Like I said, I kind of already explained it earlier, but how are they not in? They've got to be in. And to sit there and say, oh, they've still got work to do to get in, what else do you want them to do? They're beating the teams they can. Nobody wants to play them preseason. Nobody would schedule them.
Right.
So it is what it is. They've won 31 games now. They haven't lost any. So yeah, I don't know. And I mentioned these teams. We watched that Oklahoma-Texas game a little bit the other night. We were sitting here and Oklahoma's a team. They won that game. It's oh, they're still in the picture, and they're right at 500. I don't know. It's just I get that maybe there's more skill on some of these teams that are Power 4 teams, but at the same time, it's just boring. It gets boring. It's a team that couldn't even win half their conference games. They weren't really they weren't exciting to watch, right? So why not bring in a team where you don't know what you're going to get out of them?
Yeah.
From one of these smaller conferences. Why not let them in? And I have seen some more VCU is on the bubble. Some of these other teams, like, and that's good, and I give them credit for that. But I don't know, I just feel like some of this bubble nonsense, like NC State, Oklahoma, Auburn's another one, where like they beat Florida early in the season. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I look at Lunardi, and like, what does this guy do 11 months of the year?
I don't know.
he's like
have
a
no idea.
groundhog. Like, he just like shows up in March and is like, hey, I'm ready to start making some
remember me?
predictions. Yeah, hey, yeah, exactly. Here's who's on the bubble and here's what's going on. But like, what's this guy do the rest of the year?
Yeah, well, it's not like he's the one that decides either.
No. That's what I mean. Like, he just like pops up and was like, hey, here's what I think's gonna happen. Like, he's not making any decisions.
No.
So like, why are we trusting Joe Lunardi and whatever he's
I don't know.
I don't. I mean, somehow, like, some of the predictions he has like somewhat come true, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't really know that he knows anything more than anybody else. I don't know.
I don't know. I think he just gets paid a lot of money to watch more basketball than I do.
I was just trying to look up and see what he makes, and it doesn't really say what it doesn't say what his contract is. But
It's odd.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, what the heck? How much money does this guy make to work like
Probably a lot.
1 month? Not even a month, because it's like weeks leading up to this. And then
Yeah.
he's like, obviously, once the tournament starts, like, why do we care what Joe Lunardi has to say about any of these teams? Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I also I had a couple other thoughts. I was going to maybe talk about the Ohio fans. We kind of hit that already, but
yeah,
that was kind of ridiculous too. Again, already hit that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, on to the 2-minute drill. We'll kind of rattle these off real quick.
Yep.
Our football question: best coaching tree in football history.
I'm gonna say Bill Walsh, and I was gonna say Bill Walsh is like reviving programs as well. Bill Walsh, and I don't even know if I want to read off this whole list because it's long, but you got George Seifert, Mike Holmgren, Denny Green, Sam Weish, Ray Rhodes, and then those guys like all have their kind of trees that go on from there. Tony Dungy, Brian Billick, Marvin Lewis, Sean Payton, John Fox, Andy Reid's underneath there, Gruden's underneath there. Like, Bill Walsh, it's like you can connect him, or I guess a lot of these coaches today, back to the Bill Walsh tree, and it's pretty incredible to see.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's Bill Walsh.
Yeah, I said Shanahan, but I'm thinking Mike Shanahan, right? So he was the coach of that Redskins team. You always see the picture; it shows up. I feel like during the NFL season, once every couple of weeks.
Yes,
but Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan were on that staff. They're where a lot of these other coaches nowadays are coming from.
Yep.
So right now in the NFL, off of just that tree, you've got Matt LaFleur, Zach Taylor, Kevin O'Connell, Liam Cohen, Mike LaFleur. And those will all come from Sean McVay. So Sean McVay as well. And then from Kyle Shanahan, who's also off of there, he has D'Amico Ryans and Robert Saleh. And Jeff Hafley, actually. So some more defensive guys that come from under him.
Mm-hmm.
And then Clint Kubiak now with the Raiders. And that's just the current one. So that's not even thinking about Mike McDaniel just got fired. I don't remember another. Raheem Morris was under Kyle Shanahan at one point too.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Actually, he was on that Redskins staff.
Yep.
Yeah, it's they're everywhere.
There.
And even more of them had chances. Like Shieldhouse was one with the Rams where he didn't end up getting a job this year, but he'll have one next year almost certainly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was what I went with. It's just kind of what I've seen, I guess.
Think about what the Commanders could be today if
they still had all those guys,
or even one of them, right?
One of them, yeah.
Like they didn't keep anybody; everybody left.
Yeah.
So
Cliff Kingsbury's not even there anymore.
It's true.
He's with the Rams.
Yeah, it's crazy that they had all those guys under one roof, and
yeah, it is.
They're gone. None of them stayed, and none of them were going back. And so
nope.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, basketball, is coaching more important in football or in basketball? So that's what we've got for basketball. But
well, I'm sorry, basketball, but I'm going to say football.
I agree.
The reason I said this, I guess, I was thinking more players to deal with the personalities. In basketball, I feel like you can get a really good player or two or whatever, and then that helps. I don't know. I feel like with football, it's almost more like the culture build up. With basketball, it is a little bit too, but there's just a lot more to deal with. I feel like in football, where you've got to manage all these different things.
Yeah. And I think the coach sets the culture so much more in football than in basketball. I almost think, like, if you do have one or two strong leaders on a basketball team, like, that's almost all you need. Like, you have that culture already because it's a smaller team.
Yeah.
And, like, I think I've mentioned before, but that, what's the Nuggets guy that they just fired, like,
Oh,
a
Mike,
year after winning a championship?
Yes, Mike. I can't think of his last name.
I can't think of his last name. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yes.
Like, it's just like, you think they go through coaches fast in the NFL, like, the NBA is even crazier.
Yeah, agreed.
Like Popovich, who I mentioned earlier, like, that was a rare thing that he was around for that long.
Yep. Agreed.
Are you looking for it?
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Mike Malone.
There you go.
Michael Malone. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yep.
We kind of agree there.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, then baseball, can great players become great coaches?
I think they can. I think it's, from what I've seen, and I have to go do more research on this probably, but I think most of the great managers or coaches or whatever in baseball were not necessarily great players. They were decent players. They were fine, but they weren't like the top players of all time, and those are the ones that go on to manage these teams. So I feel like maybe the answer is no. Like I'm gonna say they can't. But it's not the great players that make great coaches necessarily. It's just
I get that.
Yeah, maybe just decent players.
Yeah, I said yes, they can. I guess. You mentioned Bruce Bochy. Yep, Bruce Bochy earlier. So he hit 239 for his career, which is solid. And then, yeah, like you said, went on to end up being a pretty good coach. Joe Torre's another one, 9-time All-Star MVP. It was the Yankees.
Yeah.
He took to 4 World Series, but I mean, he still did it. Dusty Baker's another one who just got his first one. He was an All-Star when he was a player. So there have been guys that have done it.
There have been.
I think it can work.
Yeah,
it can be.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Just seems like a lot of the guys maybe aren't at like the top tier players.
Yeah, like I think it's not what you think about, like maybe as much as maybe football or basketball or hockey, but yeah, I think it happens. And then hockey, the most intimidating coach ever.
I don't know about ever. Mike Babcock was the one that came to mind for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. He was in Detroit for a while, so I probably hate him more so because of that. But I did find this quote from there's a lot of players that basically voiced criticism of him for just his style and treatment of players. But one of the guys said he just called him a terrible man, the worst person I've ever met. So Babcock, I don't know. Again, maybe it's because I don't like the Red Wings and that's what I associate him with. But I'm going to go Mike Babcock.
Hockey, they're tough out there.
Yeah.
I had Mike Keenan. Like, I went to just look up, like, intimidating hockey coaches. He showed up, and they called him Iron Mike.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good bet to me.
Right.
Like I said, I don't know a whole lot of hockey coaches, but if someone's going around getting called Iron Mike because, like, his practices are demanding and, like, he's just, like, that tough of a coach, I think that says something. So
agreed.
So I'm going with. All right. We had one wild card. Oh yeah. Who's a current coach you'd most want to play for and least want to play for? So we'll do both.
I said the one I'd most want to play for me, Jim Harbaugh.
I actually said the same thing.
Did you? That's hilarious. Okay.
Well, I was actually thinking Ben Johnson too, just because I don't know. Like, obviously there's a bias there, but
yeah,
he seems fun. He always was getting into it. His culture seems great. He's a young guy. But Harbaugh was
Harbaugh was just hilarious, and I feel like we talked about him kind of turning programs around. I guess I feel like he's a player's coach, but he's very tough. Also, like, he expects a lot out of his players, which I love. Right, I love playing for coaches that just want to push and drive and get you to do better, be better. Right. But I feel like he's also just like, he's a hype guy. He's going to be like right there with you. There's nothing I think that Jim Harbaugh would ever ask his players to do that he wouldn't do himself. And that's where I don't know. I just think he's one of those guys. Lou Holtz in his book. So I was thinking about this in the Holtz passing away. In his book, he said something about making these lists. I should have gone back. I need to find I actually created a list from when I read his book. And one of the things was like, who would you want to have dinner with or whatever it was? And I was like, well, I want to have dinner with Lou Holtz. I'd love to have dinner with Jim Harbaugh, man. Like, going sitting down and just like picking his brain on anything, everything. I feel like he'd just be fun to sit down with and talk to you. So
I think you're right.
I think
okay, and then
least.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first on this one? Because I don't want to.
Yeah, I was thinking least. I think I'd say Nick Sirianni. Just
Mm.
like something about the culture there right now just seems pretty off. It seems like Jalen Hurts doesn't want to be there. AJ Brown doesn't want to be there. Like, just I don't know. Like, I can't really explain it. It seems like kind of the way he talks to the media sometimes too, just comes off the wrong way to me. So like, there's not like one thing that I point to and I'm like, this is why. But like, something about him just seems off. Like, I don't know. Doesn't seem like my kind of guy.
I agree.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I
but-
didn't think of him, but I think that's a really good. I would agree. Like something's off there. And maybe it's like a Philly thing. Like you got to be
Maybe.
able to
I
fit
don't
the
know.
Philly culture, and he is like a Philly guy. And in Philly, I don't know. Philadelphia just, yeah, it reminds me of Detroit a little bit. It's like
a little bit.
the Detroit of the East or whatever. Like Detroit's kind of that of the Midwest, and like I feel like Philly's
Philadelphia
that
just wins more.
That's true.
It seems like.
That is true. They do win more. For me, it's funny because we went football on a lot of these. Deion Sanders is what I wrote down.
I like that, actually.
I would not want to play for Deion Sanders. Like, it's all about him.
It is.
Everything's about him. Coach Prime, all this stuff. And, like, give me a break, man. I feel like if he were my coach, it'd be like, what is this guy doing? I don't know. He'd be all about his own sons and anybody else that he just really
Retiring
likes.
their jersey numbers.
Yeah, just the showboating stuff. It's just like, come on, man. I could do without all that. So that guy would drive me crazy.
Yeah, I actually agree. I like that. I hadn't thought of him.
Deion would drive me crazy.
That's a fun one.
So,
okay, as far as from the stands, do you have anything?
I don't want to give a quick shout out to Kyle Meyer. Texted me last week. I just appreciate these guys that are listening every week, and then they send texts with things. And so he sent me a text last week, and I thought this was a good call out from our. We had a lot of fun with the calendar, the months of the year, and why do we enjoy these months or whatever. And he brought up a good point that I hadn't even thought of for January, with the transfer portal being in there now a couple weeks in January. And obviously I probably didn't think about it because I forget about the transfer portal, I guess. Now it's new to me, I guess. But that's a big deal for January now. That's like it's in there for a couple weeks, and like it's a big part of the month is like, okay, transfer portal's out, like this stuff's happening in college football. I just thought that was a good call out from Kyle, and I appreciate him texting me. And hey, you guys didn't mention this, but something to think about and consider. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
that was a big shout out I want to give.
All right, we'll go to extra innings. Like I said, we're running a little long. We'll try and fire a few things off quick. What would you want to hit?
Well, it's funny. My first bullet on here I was going to talk about was a Max Crosby deal.
Yeah,
with
it's crazy.
Going
to
the
like
Ravens.
I said, just a couple hours before we were recording.
Yes, just a couple hours ago. So I was going to talk about Crosby going to the Ravens a couple hours ago. There was a tweet out there and everything else that gets across the news. He did not pass the physical, so he is not going to the Ravens now. He's back with the Raiders, I guess, or I guess it's just not going through.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he didn't. Like, there's not a whole lot out. So, and like, I pulled up the ESPN article too that's out with like kind of the little information they do have.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like he didn't like entirely fail. He they found something that they're like, I don't know about this. So they could shut it down. Obviously, like, it's still like the legal tampering, or whatever. So like, it hasn't even gone through.
Yeah,
they just were like, hey, we're not doing this. So that was just like, I don't know. It's crazy because, like, now what?
Yeah, I guess I don't know if like the teams, like you said, more stuff's going to come out here in the next day or so. But could the Bears go after him and offer less than now?
Well, I imagine he's going to have to go for less, especially like I said, it sounds like he didn't fail the physical, but they just found something concerning. Like, he had that injury at the end of last season.
Yeah,
like he did have surgery. Like, I know he was like, I'm fine. He played through the. I forget what it even was, or something in his knee, I think. Well, I don't even remember. But yeah, so that's interesting because like I would imagine he has to go for cheaper now. And actually, this article points out the Cowboys were going after him. They offered a first and second, but now they traded for Sean Gary. So the Cowboys have said that they're out. Like, there's no reason.
Yeah. So maybe the Bears. I don't know.
I think,
but now I'm kind of wondering too. Like, should we have concern?
I don't know. He just seems like such a crazy guy that, like,
shoot him up, he'll be fine.
Really matter? Yeah, I don't know. But I would imagine this has to make him cheaper. So
for sure.
Yeah.
for sure.
So that'll be interesting.
Well, the crazy thing too is the Raiders had gone out and got a bunch of people already.
Yeah.
So like they filled up on free agency.
Yeah, this is in that article too. So Tyler Linderbaum, they brought in Quay Walker, Nakobe Dean, Kwity Paye. They re-signed Eric Stokes, Malcolm Kuntz. They also went out Jalen Naylor, the wide receiver. Like, they've been spending a lot. So like it'll be interesting again. Like, technically none of that's final yet. So I don't know if one of those just doesn't go through because they're like, oh shoot. Or I don't know. I imagine they're gonna keep trying to move him.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting
at this
to see
point,
the next day or two.
I can't imagine him coming back, but yeah. But he might be a lot cheaper.
I would hope so. Yeah, we'll see.
Yep. So that's a crazy one.
Yeah.
What else I jotted down? I guess the Chiefs trading McDuffie to the Rams for first, fifth, and sixth round, the third next year. And then obviously the Chiefs on their end picking up Kenneth Walker. And so getting the Super Bowl MVP.
Happy about that one.
No, yeah.
Okay.
But you kind of figured the Chiefs, especially after getting rid of McDuffie and whatever, like they were going to do something big. I think you might have even said after the Super Bowl, like with Walker being a free agent, like is the Chiefs the landing spot for him?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
It does make sense.
I wasn't sure if they'd have the money for it, the other guys they've got. But
yeah. Travis Kelce's coming back again next year now, too, I think he said. So they're going to try and make one more run at it. We'll see what...
It seems like this is kind of the year they're almost going all in. Like, they're bringing Bieniemy back to see if that fixes some things.
Yep.
Bringing in Kenneth Walker. So, yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
That'd be a big one, yeah. So, yeah, Chiefs trading him. Had the Bears, obviously, we talk about them, but DJ Moore going to the Bills for a second-round pick.
Which I like.
I do like that, too. I think it's good for DJ getting out there to the Bills. They needed a number one. I think Josh Allen will be good with him. DJ Moore was fine. I mean, he was really good. Like, he's a great player.
Yeah, he had some great moments.
But I think the Bears have been kind of stocking up on, other receivers with the Dunze. The other, why am I
Luther
blanking
Burden.
on? Luther Burden, thank you. So Burden coming in. And I think, I mean, it was like, if Rome's going to be the guy, do you really need DJ Moore around? Probably not. And you get a second round pick. I think it's good for the Bears. I think it's probably good for the Bills.
It's great for the Bills. And they're taking part of his contract, which is nice. Get some of that off the books. Then the Bears went out and got Khalif Raymond. So nice little, like, kind of gadget return guy. And obviously you still got Colson Loveland and is Kmet's still there too, right?
I think he's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got another year.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
About it.
And then they went and picked up Garrett Bradbury for a fifth rounder from the Patriots. So they did get the center last week. I think we were talking about, losing their center to retirement, and they filled that pretty quick. So
yeah, I like that because obviously, like, it's a guy, like, I saw it at first and I was like, Patriots offensive line was not good. And I don't know, like, I imagine they're going to bring, like, kind of maybe third round-ish of the draft. They're probably going to take another guy, too, and just kind of have a little competition, kind of see. But to not have to go out and worry about that in free agency is good.
I would agree. That, and then also, they did it before, like, Linderbaum got picked up in some of these bigger contracts. So I think they probably got him cheaper before, like, the price went up.
Because there's a lot of teams that need centers, actually.
There are. So I think they got him soon enough
so I liked that
before the price tag went up on all these centers, they locked him in. And so I think that was good.
Yeah, and as far as our Bears, like I mentioned, Khalif Raymond, Devin Bush from the Browns linebacker, they got him, I thought, pretty cheap.
Yep.
Kobe Bryant off the Seahawks, a corner. Yeah, I don't know. Just overall, I think pretty successful. The few trades so far, I'm pretty happy with what they're doing, actually.
Yeah, I think the other big one was Geno Smith going back to the Jets.
Yeah, going back home, I guess.
Full circle, man. Getting drafted by him, going out to the Seahawks and Raiders, and
that'll be something. I don't know.
I don't know the Jets, man. They're
Frank Reich's their offensive coordinator too.
Yeah,
it just seems like that's going to be a mess, but I guess we'll see.
I
also don't know who he's throwing to.
Maybe they're tanking.
I guess Garrett Wilson
again. I don't know what's going on, but yeah,
they're tanking and they don't realize it. They've been like loading up their defense. I don't know what their deal's been. Like that's
true.
We're like trading guy, and then all of a sudden they went out and got I don't even remember. There's been so many moves. I don't remember. They got somebody.
There's a lot of moves. Yeah, I would
It's
agree.
been like I can't keep track. I was gonna sit here and be like, oh, let's go through some of the like. There's no way. If you want to go check them out, go pull up that like free agency tracker on ESPN. We're
Yeah.
just gonna talk through some of our favorites because there's no way. Like
there's too much out there. to
maybe
talk
later
about,
in the
too.
off season we can do some like look
Yeah,
dig a little deeper in some of these teams. But like right now, it's so insane.
yeah. It's almost like, hey, what happened? Like I'm gonna forget all this stuff in the next 5 months,
Yeah.
anyways. By the time the season rolls around, I'll have to check fantasy football rosters. Be like, who's this guy?
Maybe
playing
like
for now?
over the summer when things get a little slow, we can
Yeah, that might
look
be
into
good.
some more of it.
Yeah. So
I was gonna hit Bam Adebayo actually while we were sitting here. Scored 83 points against the Wizards, so that's
Oh.
second most all time. Past Kobe Bryant had 81 in 2006.
yeah,
Now he's just behind Wilt Chamberlain with his 100-point game.
that's crazy.
It's actually crazy because Wilt and Adebayo were both listed at center. Obviously, Adebayo, like, he's shooting however many threes.
Yeah.
I think he only made like 7 or something, I think was what contributed to that. But still, like, center that makes 7 threes is still a little different than it used to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty crazy.
83 points. What was the final score of the game?
150 to 120. The Heat won.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty impressive. Thought I'd kind of throw that out. As far as just the NBA in general, like the Spurs are on a 15-1 run right now.
Mhm.
They've got the 4th best odds to win the title. The Celtics got Jason Tatum back. They've got the 2nd best odds to win the title. They're 13-3 in their last 16 games. So
Crazy.
two
he's
teams
back.
getting hot. Yeah.
He's back and playing well already.
The Pistons have been awesome this year.
Mhm.
Cade Cunningham might be one of the only eligible MVP candidates with this game rule. You know that?
Oh yeah, we were talking about the game rule.
Yeah, so his odds are actually pretty great because it's like SGA,
Jokic.
and Wemby are like all up there as well, and they're like getting real close to that. I think it's 65
Yeah,
yet to play. And Cade Cunningham's going to be fine. He's only missed like 7 games or something.
I like that rule. I think
Yeah.
that's good. I mean,
I
you gotta
like it
play-
too. Like, there's a lot of people out there complaining, like, "Oh, most deserving guys not going to get it." And I'm like, I don't know, like best ability is availability, right?
Yeah.
They say, and like, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to be the most valuable player, you got to be playing.
You got to
games.
play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I'm
So
with
I
you,
like
man.
it.
That's good. Yeah, you know, one thing, the World Baseball Classic, we didn't really talk about.
Oh
and
man, yeah.
I haven't really.
Like I said, there's been so much.
There's been a lot going on there
It's
too.
like pool play right now. So
Yeah. So next week might be good to hit on because it'll be wrapping up, right?
yeah, I think next week there'll be. I feel like just more to talk about.
Yeah.
But
I think they'll be finishing up this weekend, maybe, right? Heading into the
like I said, yeah, I don't know.
March Madness. I think that they're finishing up here this next week.
Okay.
So yeah, so we may have more on the World Baseball.
That'd be-
I'll throw in a little nugget for baseball that I did see though. The St. Louis Cardinals have a deal going for all you can drink Coke products, whatever. So Coke, Diet Coke. All you can eat hot dogs, brats, peanuts, fries, chips, nachos.
I did hear about this. This
All you
is
can
crazy.
$29. There's like an all you
Yeah.
can eat buffet basically
Be awesome.
for the game. So kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see if the only thing I was thinking was like, what are the lines going to be like? Like, are you going to just
Yeah.
get stuck in line and have to wait?
I don't know. And like obviously they must have figured out to where it somehow must be worth it. Like they think some people aren't going to get that much money's worth of food. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think like you bring your kids or whatever to the ballpark. Like kids aren't going to eat that much stuff, but you're like, you know what? Pay the $29 and like it's just done, right? They can go get
Mhm.
whatever they want. Yeah,
I don't know. Stuff's so expensive at a lot of ballparks anyway. I feel like it's like I think if I win, it'd definitely be worth it. Like if the Cubs had this, it'd be awesome.
it would be great. Yeah, hot dogs and brats, and then
Ice
Peanuts,
cream, popcorn,
fries,
everything.
chips, nachos. Yeah, ice cream. I mean, like
yeah,
anything and everything.
and fountain drink. You said right?
Yeah, all the fountain drink and
it's
everything.
crazy.
I feel like I'd be eating so much I'd forget to go watch the game though.
Yeah,
I'd be in line half the
maybe.
time and like, oh, I gotta go. Like there's a baseball game going on here. I forgot. I
Mhm.
thought I was eating dinner. Yeah. So, anyways, I thought that was kind of cool. for
Yeah,
baseball
that is cool.
heading into the season.
Yeah, like I said, NFL free agency. Maybe we'll dive into some more later in the offseason. Rashid Shaheed, Seahawks got back. I was
yeah.
happy about that one.
They did get him. Yep.
Like Gardner Minshew went to the Cardinals.
Yep. I was gonna say Tua.
Two of the Falcons is a weird
Falcons.
one. They've got 2 lefties now.
That is kind of funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying I think they have Malik Willis then to the Dolphins, right?
which we were kind of expecting. But
yeah. Trying to think of like the big quarterback moves that.
Yeah, and I mean, not all of them have really happened yet. Just like with waiting for Kyler to be a free agent. Obviously, the Geno trade today.
Yep.
I don't know. Like there
Those
was
are the
just
big
so
ones,
much.
I
Isaiah Pacheco went to the Lions today
Yeah. I did.
after Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs. Travis Etienne went to the Saints. So Camaro, it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah. He's getting older though.
He
He's
is.
getting up there.
But it sounds like he might kind of want out now because why would he want to be there when he's old?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and try to name them all. It's just crazy.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every day, every hour. I mean, like you said.
Yeah,
like
well,
Max
and
Crosby,
tomorrow, once some more of these guys get cut, and now with Max Crosby, like there's going to be a whole lot more moves tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's day by day. So, yeah, well, maybe that's more next week, but then definitely in the off season as things get quieter, more to talk about there.
Yeah.
We could bring back up.
save it for an episode. We need some things.
Yep.
All right. I think that's going to wrap it up. I think we're kind of wrap it here. We went a little long today, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was good. And then we'll get into our brackets and everything next week, so that'll be a lot
I'm
of fun.
excited for that, man. Bracketology next week.
That's right.
It'll be fun.
All right, that's going to do it for this drive on First and 4. If you liked today's conversation, make sure to follow, rate, and share the show. We'll be back next time breaking down the biggest stories and our generational opinions from the 4 major sports. Until then, we'll see you for the next play.
Peace out.